and welcome to video 2. Again, those of you who've been with us before, welcome back. Those of you joining us for the first time, we're glad to have you with us, but be sure you go back after this video and watch video number 1, because we put together a short series of 5 to sort of give you the bullet points of what you will need to pass your test. As I said in the prior video, schools do a pretty good job of teaching you how to deal with skincare. They don't do a very good job teaching you how to pass the test, and that's where we come in. We're going to teach you how to pass your test. Those of you who want to go directly to passing your test, we have this booklet. It gives you every question with the 4 possible choices showed up on your test, and then it gives you the correct answer below. It's available on our website, www.cosmetologystateboardexam.com, in both English or Spanish. If you prefer to speak to someone on the phone in English or Spanish, give us a call, 760-534-4434. Now, the great thing about this book, before I continue on today's class, if you buy this book and you don't pass your test, the book arrives in an envelope like this from the post office. It says priority mail. What you want to do is open this package carefully. If you fail your test, you put the book back in this package with a copy of your failure notice, write refused on the package. The post office will take it for free. Send it back to us. When it gets back to us, we will refund your purchase price. There is zero risk to you. There is simply no downside. You'll pass or you'll get your money back. You will be no worse off, and you'll be a lot smarter because you'll have studied every question on your test. Now, into today's lesson, continuing on with the 4 government agencies. We covered OSHA and the EPA. Now we're going to move on to the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. This is much more heavily tested for barbers and cosmetologists because there are questions about hair color and patch tests. Estheticians don't do hair color, but they are required to do a patch test before certain products, specifically the glue for false eyelashes. You must do a patch test. It's an FDA requirement. You put the glue on the person's inner wrist, their elbow, behind their ear. You leave it 5 to 10 minutes. If there's no adverse reaction, you can go ahead and do it. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, we never do that, I would agree with you. Almost anyone does this. It is a test question. The FDA requires a patch test for an allergic reaction to the eyelash glue. The other FDA question has to do with hand sanitizers. Now, we all know what hand sanitizers are. They're primarily water and alcohol. The FDA does not call them hand sanitizers, neither does your test. Your test calls them antiseptics. The test loves Latin terminology. Antiseptic is a Latin word used in medical circles. Anti means against, septic means dirt or dirty. So technically, in English, antiseptic means against dirt. We think of it as hand sanitizer. Too many students, when they read the word antiseptics, have no idea what the question is asking. It's hand sanitizer. It comes in various strengths. I've seen them from 45% alcohol to 90% alcohol. The state exam says the minimum alcohol content of an effective antiseptic is 60%. Many people will tell you 70. The state exam says 60. Now, the last agency we're going to have here is the Center for Disease Control, the CDC. Now, most people heard a lot about this during COVID lockdowns. Okay? The CDC, the thing relevant to our test is called standard precautions. Standard precautions simply say you should assume all human blood and body fluids are infected and contagious. This is why they said during COVID lockdowns, wear a mask. Just assume everyone has something you don't want to catch. How that applies in our industry is blood. Should you accidentally make your client bleed, what should you do? Now, there's a set of steps if you make your client bleed. There's a difference that if you're bleeding. We don't have time to go into it all here. It is in your book. There are multiple questions in our study guides dealing with this. Who's bleeding? You or your customer? In either case, it begins with stop the service and wash your hands. After that, it depends who's bleeding. But in both instances, you stop the service and you wash your hands. That is the CDC. Now, I try to keep these videos short, as I said. Please do us a favor. Go to the bottom of your screen, click on the like button and subscribe. It helps us with sponsors, which allows us to bring these videos to you for free. If you have any questions, give us a call. We can speak to you in both English and Spanish. 760-534-4434. Go to our website, www.cosmetologystateboardexam.com. At the very top of the screen, it says Free Practice Tests. Click on Free Practice Test. There's a drop-down screen. Barber, cosmetology, aesthetics, manicure. Click on it and take the test. Take all of them, and you will see many of the questions repeated all the time. I cannot tell you how many students call us having failed their test and they say, I feel like I was taking a cosmetology test. I feel like I was taking a vocabulary test. You are taking a vocabulary test. That is an absolute certainty. So give us a call, 760-534-4434. Thank you.